我是很少跟女性朋友交心的，因为在这个事情上，我真的是吃过一个大亏，受过伤。
In my life, I've had very few close friendships with women, and one of the reasons is that I've been severely hurt in this area before, which has made me deeply skeptical of human nature. Once, I had a so-called bestie who betrayed me and stole my boyfriend. That incident made me see her true colors. At that time, I had just broken up with my ex-boyfriend for a few days, and one day, while scrolling through my Moments feed, I suddenly saw both my ex and this bestie posting photos from a scenic trip. At that moment, my intuition told me something was off. There was definitely something going on between the two of them. Sure enough, this so-called bestie took advantage of my breakup with my ex and quickly moved up, trying to take my place. Later, I came to understand the situation. She didn't actually like my ex-boyfriend. My ex wasn't her type at all and didn't match her aesthetic. So why did she go after my ex-boyfriend? The reason is actually simple. First, because I had casually mentioned before that my ex had some resources and had helped others solve work problems, she kept this in mind. Second, it might have been driven by jealousy. She wanted what I had. This whole thing made me feel extremely disgusted. I believe this is a basic line that shouldn't be crossed between friends. Whether it's an ex or a current partner, I absolutely cannot tolerate any entanglement between a bestie and them. It makes me feel very uncomfortable. Today, I just want to give a little advice to girls in their 20s. Don't easily make friends with so-called besties, and definitely don't casually share your private matters or your personal connections with them, unless they're friends you've known for over a decade and are truly trustworthy. Now, the good besties I have around me are all friends I've known for more than 10 years, and we talk about everything with each other. But no matter how close we are, there's one thing that must be upheld. Men cannot be shared, everything else can be. There's a type of woman I absolutely won't be friends with, those who like to gossip behind others' backs. People who gossip are usually very petty and small-minded. Everyone has flaws. If she can badmouth others in front of you today, she can badmouth you in front of others tomorrow. They also tend to spread negative energy, and people like that should be avoided. Additionally, I've summarized a few criteria to help determine whether a female friend is worth deepening a relationship with. If your friend shows any of the following traits, I suggest you reevaluate your friendship. First, she likes to expose your shortcomings in front of others, especially when high-quality single men are around. For example, she might say something like, "Oh, she used to be so fat, but she finally lost weight." Statements like that. Second, she's always self-centered, treating you as her emotional dumpster. Whenever she's upset, she'll call you to go shopping or eat junk food with her, expecting you to unconditionally care for her emotions. If you offer a different suggestion, she'll immediately attack you. Third, she's jealous of you. If you're dressed better than her or if your boyfriend is better than hers, she'll always respond with snarky comments. For example, when you happily talk about how much you like your boyfriend and want to share it with her, she might say, "He looks pretty average, you should be careful." She'll always dampen your mood when you're happiest. Fourth, she leaks your information and won't keep your secrets. I've encountered this before. For instance, if a guy in your circle is pursuing you, he'll ask your bestie about your situation, and your bestie will spill everything about your past relationships and the people currently chasing you without holding anything back. She completely won't consider things from your perspective. Now I'm 33 years old, and my social circle has become increasingly streamlined. Even though I have over 10,000 WeChat friends, the ones I can call besties or close friends are just a few. You must understand, relationships between people are essentially an exchange of value. Either you bring me emotional value, making me feel happy, relaxed, and comfortable when I'm with you, or there's a mutual interest, where we can make money together or provide resources for each other. Once I realized this, I no longer felt sad about people coming and going from my life.
你有没有被闺蜜出卖过？你知道你的闺蜜到底是真闺蜜还是假闺蜜吗？
Have you ever been betrayed by a bestie? Do you really know if your bestie is true or fake? 3 years ago, I had a bestie with whom I was very close. We went shopping together, ate together, and were so intimate that we could even say we wore the same pair of pants. We also sold skincare products together, sharing every detail about our work. Although my sales performance was slightly better, every time we went to meet clients, I always helped her without reservation. I even willingly gave her clients we both encountered. However, one day, I ran into a client who had previously blocked me. He told me that all the skincare products he had bought from me were now being purchased for my friend at a cheaper price. I was shocked to hear this. Then, I noticed that several of my old clients had suddenly stopped buying from me. After some investigation, I found out they had also started buying from my bestie. Facing this betrayal, I felt unwilling to cut ties immediately, so I decided to confront her directly and ask for the reason. However, she pretended to know nothing and even coldly said, "Clients can go wherever they want, right? If you're capable, clients will naturally come to you." After hearing these words, I finally realized that after 3 years of effort, I had made a false bestie. Feeling down, I shared this with another mutual friend, only to be blamed in return. "Your performance is so good, but you shouldn't steal your bestie's clients. That's kind of unethical." Hearing this left me completely stunned. Not only had my bestie secretly taken my clients, but she had also maliciously slandered me behind my back, smearing my reputation in front of others. This whole situation left me deeply shocked. People often say that women are a woman's worst enemy, and it seems there's some truth to that. If you have someone like this around you, someone who appears close on the surface but secretly competes with you, using your resources and relationships to steal your clients, or smear your name behind your back, you really need to reevaluate that relationship. Some people are friendly to your face but use your connections behind your back. Some only treat you as an emotional dumping ground, sharing only bad news while keeping the good to themselves. Others come to you only when they need help, yet disappear when you need them. These fake besties are the ones you should distance yourself from. Now, I no longer believe in so-called besties and have even stopped making any new friends. Except for a few business partners, I've minimized my social circle as much as possible. I have learned that true friendship isn't just about eating together or shopping together, nor is it something that comes from colleagues or classmates. It's better to be alone, admiring oneself, than to align with fake and hypocritical people. Only after going through all of this did I truly understand the importance of carefully managing relationships.
大家好，我们最近收到了很多朋友的留言和私信，问他有没有被找到。
Hello everyone. We still haven't been able to contact the bestie who scammed a few of us out of our money, and we still haven't found her. Many people have also asked us how much money the 5 of us lost in total. So far, all of her contact information has stopped responding. The total amount the 5 of us were scammed out of exceeds 3 million yuan, with the most being over 1 million yuan, and the least being 80,000 yuan. I am actually the one who lost the least. Many people might wonder how we could be so foolish, willing to lend her so much money. Yes, the 5 of us do indeed seem quite foolish. Each of us is now burdened with credit card debt and online loans. Over the years, she always treated each one of us with the utmost care and attention. Whenever any of us faced difficulties, she would be the first to lend a helping hand and actively assist. It was because of this that we had absolutely no defenses against her. So when she told us that she had bone cancer, we didn't hesitate to give everything we had to help her overcome her difficulties. However, in May of this year, we suddenly lost all contact with her. After a few private gatherings, we realized that each of us had lent her money, and the total amount was more than 3 million yuan. Now, we are all under the pressure of bank loans and are unable to repay these debts. We not only hope to find her through online exposure, but more importantly, we want to remind everyone that even if your best friend asks to borrow money, you should act cautiously and within your means. Otherwise, lending money beyond your capacity could have a lifelong impact and may even bring irreversible consequences.
I have never had a boyfriend before, and my current boyfriend is my first love. When it comes to certain matters between couples, I usually ask for my bestie's opinion. However, every time I seek her advice, she says something that makes me uncomfortable, like, if it were me, I absolutely couldn't accept that. You should break up with him immediately. But in my heart, I actually quite like my boyfriend. Now I'm feeling a bit conflicted about whether I should break up with him or not. Last September, I met my boyfriend online. He pursued me persistently, and by October, we were officially together. At that time, I was very happy and immediately told my bestie. After hearing the details, she asked me about the situation, and I told her we were together. Her first reaction was to scold me, saying, "How could you agree so easily? He only chased you for a month and you already agreed to be together? Does he really take you seriously? If it were me, I definitely wouldn't have done that." After hearing her words, I felt a bit uncomfortable, but I didn't argue with her. In December, on my birthday, my boyfriend sent me a bouquet of flowers, ordered a cake, and took me out for Japanese food. I was very satisfied with how he arranged the day, and I felt very happy. So, close to midnight, I posted a WeChat moment sharing my birthday experience. However, my bestie must have been asleep at that time, so she didn't see it. The next day, when she saw my post, she immediately messaged me saying, "Delete that moment right away, it's so embarrassing." I was confused and asked her why. She replied, "He didn't even get you a decent gift, and you're actually posting about it on your moments?" I explained that he bought me flowers and a cake, but she insisted that those couldn't be counted as gifts. She also mentioned how much her boyfriend spent on her birthday, how expensive the gifts were, and how he arranged a very romantic venue. After hearing all that, I started feeling that my boyfriend's arrangements were indeed not good enough. So I had a fight with my boyfriend over this and we nearly broke up. Similar things have happened several times. For example, one time I had insomnia and felt terrible, so I messaged my bestie. Instead of asking why I couldn't sleep, she immediately asked, "Where's your boyfriend?" I told her he had already fallen asleep, and she immediately accused me of spoiling him too much, saying that if it were her, her boyfriend would never sleep peacefully while she was having insomnia. She then went on to describe in detail how her boyfriend took care of her when she couldn't sleep. Finally, she even said, "Look, I'm here staying up with you to chat, but what's your boyfriend doing? He just doesn't care about you." After hearing this, I felt uncomfortable again and immediately woke my boyfriend up, asking him to stay up with me and chat until morning. The next day, I told my bestie about it, and she simply replied, "That's what he should do." A few days before Valentine's Day, my boyfriend told me that since he had lent money to a friend, he was temporarily short on cash, so he could only give me a bouquet of flowers for Valentine's Day, and the gift would have to wait until next month. But I had already prepared a Valentine's gift for him. I asked for my bestie's opinion, and she immediately said he was being stingy and questioned whether he really didn't even have a few thousand yuan to spend. She also mentioned the surprise her boyfriend had prepared for her for Valentine's Day and advised me to break up right away, saying my boyfriend wasn't worth staying with. After hearing her words, I had another fight with my boyfriend. Every time I talk with my bestie, I end up having a fight with my boyfriend. This time, he couldn't help but ask me, "Why do we always fight after you talk to your bestie?" I replied, "Because I think she makes sense." He argued back, "I'm dating you, not your bestie. Every couple has their own way of being together. Ours is different from theirs. As long as we both feel happy, why do you have to ask your bestie about everything?" After hearing my boyfriend's words, I felt that he also had a point. Now I'm really confused, not knowing whether I should follow my bestie's advice and break up with my boyfriend. After all, we've been besties for 4 years.
现在有一种蛮不好的风气，蛮不好的现象，就是兄弟全和，闺蜜全分。
In today's society, there is indeed a rather unfortunate phenomenon, especially noticeable in romantic relationships. That is, brothers tend to encourage reconciliation, while besties always seem to push for a breakup. You see, when a guy talks to his brothers about problems in his relationship, his brothers usually congratulate him, saying, "Bro, congratulations, you must treat her well and cherish her." Even when there is conflict between the two, the brothers often advise you to admit fault first and bow your head, saying, "Hey bro, you should take the initiative, coax her and protect her." They will teach you how to care for your girlfriend, and encourage you to work hard to maintain the relationship. But when you confide in your bestie, the situation is completely different. Even before you've officially started dating your boyfriend, or even before you've met him, your bestie might say, "Oh, you're so amazing, why not have guys line up to chase you?" Then she might further question, "I can tell just by looking, this guy is no good, like a jerk." Once you're really in a relationship, whenever you encounter any problem or argument, your bestie will say, "This guy isn't good enough, you can find someone better." In her suggestions, there's always the implication that you can find someone more outstanding, or that you need to control the relationship and not let the man take the lead. As soon as you have an argument with your boyfriend, the bestie's push for a breakup becomes even more evident. She might urge you to break up, saying, "I told you not to date this guy, but you didn't listen to me. Now, do you see? This man doesn't care about you at all." Even before you fully realize the seriousness of the issue, she's already thinking of ways to help you get out of the relationship. She will continue saying, "Why are you still with him? He's not worth your effort." This breakup advice seems to have become a habitual response. But when this bestie herself meets a handsome guy, she immediately becomes very proactive in pursuing him.
Everyone has heard of brothers succeed, but besties ruin things. You should have seen the news I posted yesterday, right?
你下车6万个起啊！我们那边就我普通朋友结婚，我都是要给钱的，给个2000多。
Here's the situation. A woman was getting married. When her bestie urged the bride to demand a 28,800 yuan get-out-of-the-car gift, the groom was unwilling to give it. This bestie then insisted on persuading the bride not to get out of the wedding car. As a result, during the argument, both parties actually got into a physical fight, and the wedding was ruined because of this bestie. However, the bestie seemed to be enjoying herself, as if she almost helped the bride have a better life. This incident reminds me of an old saying: fear that your brother will suffer, but also fear that your brother will drive a luxury car. In reality, it's very normal for men to envy their brother's success. But the male mindset often is, maybe this brother can help me in the future. However, the common female mindset is, you can do well, but you absolutely cannot do better than me. Toxic besties, without a doubt, are the #1 killer of healthy, intimate relationships in modern times. I don't know if your wife or girlfriend has ever mentioned something like this to you. When their besties got married, they received a large dowry, don't need to work, play games, play cards, occasionally go shopping, get beauty treatments, travel, and live a carefree life. This makes them incredibly envious, and they might even complain about you, feeling like you haven't provided them with that kind of life, as if being with you has caused them immense suffering. Actually, in my view, there is a great risk hidden in such relationships. You'll vaguely feel that such relationships are very unhealthy. My gut tells me that this kind of life is not worth envying at all. Therefore, you should be particularly vigilant about whether your girlfriend or wife has such a toxic bestie around her. Because these people have problematic values, of course, they will constantly show off. Some toxic besties today like to meddle in others' families, and they will inevitably influence the values of friends around them. They will flaunt how they got a house at a young age, drive a BMW, carry an LV bag, while belittling other girls' boyfriends or husbands, mocking them as poor husbands and questioning why, after years of being with them, they still can't afford the things they want. These toxic besties will try every possible way to prove their superiority, to justify that they've gotten a good deal and that their way of life is the right one. If your girlfriend or wife is influenced by these values, your relationship will become precarious. If she can be influenced by such a toxic bestie, it indicates that she has such unhealthy seeds deep inside her as well. Lastly, if you find that your girlfriend or wife has such a toxic bestie, you must be alert and try your best to persuade them to stay away from these people. Do you agree with my point of view? Feel free to leave your comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to our channel. Your support is very important to us, and we will continue to provide better programs for you. Thanks again for watching, and see you next time.